Studios.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, to some of you people, good night. Go to sleep. You can turn us on tomorrow. This is Chief OBDK and my co-host, your co-host, our brother, my brother, Joel Spears.
Hello, everybody. Let's do it again.
My dear brothers and sisters, we're coming to you from New Harbor Studio. The name of this show is Hey, Let's Talk About It. That's all we want to do. There's an awful lot of issues before us on the table, and we just want to talk about it.
But before we do,
by the way, we're thanking every one of you who have been sent us, what is that called again?
Comments.
Please
press
click the
subscribe.
Like us. We already noticed you. A lot of you like us. We appreciate that. And subscribe and then ring the bell. Ring that bell. We can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Huh?
Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle. I love that woman. I danced with her once in Plainfield, New Jersey.
That's awesome.
She picked me out of the audience. Hey, mister, come on over here. I went up to the damn.
Must be the shirt.
She looked at me in the eye. I looked at her in the eye, and she said, "Don't start nothing."
Oh man.
Patti LaBelle. This is true. She was very soft. Yeah. Yes, I felt.
Got that close,
I got that close. But we thank you all for coming and joining us in another day of Let's Talk About It. Hey, let's talk about it. We welcome some of our guests that are here today. So please, all of you in the world, everywhere in the world, welcome Ken White. Ken White, hello, how are you?
Hey, thank you all for having me on the show. I'm doing fine out here in sunny California.
Oh yeah, Ken White is in Southside. He's got a show called Southside Unicorn. But I'm sure that as we go down the line, he will tell us a little bit more about it in a short version. And then, my dear brothers and sisters, all the way from, I love this, all the way from Africa. I don't like the country, but I like the part of the country that he's from. Love it. From Igbo land. You don't know the Igbo land? I'm sure many of you have heard of Nigeria. But that's just how I think about Nigeria. Some people say it's a country. Some people say it's still a corporation, a British corporation. But my brother, his name is an honorable Chief Okereke. If you want to say it, Okereke, the man is a brilliant artist, he's just a brilliant brother. He's made many songs, some of which we will play for you just about, something as the program goes on. Chief Okereke, welcome to Hey, Let's Talk About It.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you so much, Joel, and
thank you, Chief.
our guest. We got a lot of things to talk about, and we had a little bit of a mishap yesterday, but it doesn't matter. Today is another day. As Kamala Harris would say, yesterday.
You got to do the hands.
You got to put it together somehow or another, figure out what it means. But, yesterday, today, they were talking about yesterday. But anyway, we got so many things to talk about. But yesterday was yesterday. We're here today. Thank God for that. The trouble that we're having now, and we talk a lot about the election. 2 more weeks to the election. Hope you're registered to vote. In the state of Maryland, I think it begins tomorrow. Yeah, it begins tomorrow. Everybody's early voting center starts tomorrow. And some places it's already going on. In Georgia, in Pennsylvania, and so many other states, they already have their early voting. But
vote early and vote often, I think is the quote.
Well, I don't know. Can you vote often? I don't think so. But that's cheating.
They're trying.
But anyway, all you Marylanders, Tomorrow is the first day. Oh man, tomorrow. My God, I just thought about it.
The song?
Ken, Chief Okereke, you're welcome to wish me and my missus a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Tomorrow is our 54 years of marriage.
Wow.
Checked you out.
I was 6 years old when you walked down the aisle. That is,
Congratulations.
yeah,
Thank you very
congratulations.
much. Yeah,
Jeez.
she's strong. I know. I'll be dead and gone, and that woman will still be going. I know that for a fact.
Man.
But honey, to the rest of the world, Chief Okereke, all in Igbo land, all of Nigeria, all of Africa, everywhere in America, darling, I love you.
Oh.
And that's why you got that many years under your belt.
Hey, I know when to jump and when not to jump. So, see, some folks don't know. I get married on Monday, by Thursday they're divorced.
My life story.
But
I just keep the receipt.
we go back on that because we want to make sure that everybody's with us. Thanks to our engineers and all the work that they're doing. He had a birthday just last week.
Oh, okay.
I think, I don't know, he's 29 or 30 or something like that. But,
Happy belated birthday.
happy belated birthday to our engineer. Really good. And, we're very proud of him. He's extremely good. Anyway, folks, Joel, this is a community discussion. We just talk about certain things and we put some ideas on the paper and talk about it. Lately, I've been hearing something called the enemies within.
Mm.
Who are these enemies within? And let me make myself clear. It's coming from the Donald Trump camp, and he is saying that there are some enemies within the United States that are trying to destroy the United States. Your girl, our girl, my girl, never mind. Ain't no girl of mine. I ain't buying that.
Sound like a song.
Sound like a song? Yeah, well,
My
somebody
girl.
might. But Kamala says that Donald Trump is trying to destroy democracy and destroy the world. And that he is trying to destroy some enemies are within. Who are these enemies within? Can you name one?
Sometimes they always say, the enemy is us. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously the political structure has changed. We used to have a Republican Party, and now it's run by people that aren't so Republican as they used to be. And we have a Democratic Party that is not as Democratic Party as it used to be. Some people are now describing the current leadership as socialist moving towards Marxist. They talk a good game about we're going to be losing all these rights, yet they're the ones talking about taking away, the Second Amendment, making it so that people can come into this country without any restrictions. So there's a sense of the economy is failing, the social structure that we've had is failing, and then they're pointing away from themselves and towards other people. That's not the way it works.
Well, I'm going to get to Chief Okereke and Ken to put their 2.5 cents, because I think that's all it's worth nowadays.
Yeah,
About 2.5 cents, yeah.
Yeah, that was a dollar
on that topic of the enemies within. But let me be the one to say, because you're such a diplomat, you're so nice about it. I call Nancy Pelosi an enemy within. I call Obama an enemy within. I called Chuck Schumer, an enemy within. Call who they are. They got to be human beings. Ken, what do you think about that, my brother? Who are the enemies within?
I like the way you attack things. You're very point blank and right up on it. I'm not going to name names, but I will say this much. As our Lord Jesus Christ said, a house divided cannot stand. When I served in the United States Air Force, I swore an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And so I say the enemies within are anybody who does actions, legalized, weaponized legalization, whatever that is repugnant to the Constitution, and still do it by way of the FDA, all these different unelected departments and whatnot. Anybody who subverts the Constitution of the United States of America is an enemy of America.
My dear brother, Chief Okereke, in your view, what is an enemy within?
Well, I don't know about that. That kind of beats my imagination. If you know you have an enemy, then why not get rid of your enemy? If you know you have an enemy, like rats are our enemies in the house. You know you have a rat in the house. You should get rid of that rat. So I don't believe we have enemies in this
Makes sense
country.
to me. You got enemies? Get rid of them. Well, let's get that. That's clear. That's cut and dry.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. You got enemies? Yeah, I mean, you're in a house, and you got 10 people that just came in, and you're giving them all kinds of food, and you're doing it. Everybody's all happy. Suddenly, somebody turns, and one of them becomes an enemy,
No, the 9 of us beat him up.
and 9 will beat him up.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
That sounds like Conan the Barbarian. Remember what the Asian guy asked Conan? He said, "Conan, what is best in life?" And Conan said, "To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women." That's Chief Okereke.
That's awesome.
Well, recently something happened. Obama went somewhere. I think it was in Pennsylvania or Georgia or somewhere. Now that I found out, and many of you probably know better than I know, that every time that Obama goes to a rally to support Kamala Harris, he gets $6 million for it. $6 million each time, no matter where in the country he flies. $6 million. Could you believe that?
$6 million man.
He's already rich.
Man, I'll hold this up, brother.
But yet he went after black men. Joel, why is this thing it's still a critical issue that he attacked black men for not supporting Kamala, claiming that the reason why we are not supporting Kamala is because she's a woman, which is not true. And then what is that? What is all that? Why attack us?
Well, that is a good question, because I was shocked when I listened to it. At first, I almost didn't want to believe what I was seeing and hearing, because I had another image of him. And it was so surprising to me that it actually had me sitting back and wondering about that 8 years that I supported him. He was my president. I was proud to say that there was someone that looked like me in the White House. And then to
Ain't
hear
did
that,
nothing.
well,
Go
I always
ahead.
blamed it
Go
on
ahead.
opposition, but I came out with I was sitting there in a shock, and I was like, why in the world we are the only group in this society where the women and the men are divided politically? Where have you seen that in any other group? I don't think it exists. So to
Not
me,
the Latinos, not the Arabs, no nothing. They're just
so I think he was in the wrong room. I think he should have been in the room with the women and saying, why aren't you supporting your men?
why isn't he? Why is Obama not supporting black men
So
and urging black women to support us?
yes, and it's no one's business as to where our support goes. That's the community. We're a democracy, right? So for me, since we have watched the deterioration of the black home, they've kicked the black man out.
Put him in jail.
Yeah, now the baby daddy is the government, and the government wants to regulate now how we think and how we move. Now, I would say this, when is the black man going to get the same justice? When is he going to get the same respect as other groups? Why are you attacking us as though we are the problem? When the problem doesn't start with us. Look what happens to us when child support. Look what happens to us in the criminal courts. We pretty much start at the bottom and have to fight our way to respect.
And incarceration.
It hurt me to see Obama taking that side, and it has caused me to reflect on my support for him that I have always had over the 8 years of his presidency. I'm now sitting back and going, maybe he wasn't the person I thought he was.
Well, you're almost like the rest of the people is that I've been hearing saying, "Nigga, please."
Well, if you looked at the people
You know,
on that,
come on, you
if you
know.
looked at everybody on that show, everybody was quiet. You know, our folks, we're emotional, and when we're excited, we express ourselves. But they were sitting there like they were waiting for the camera to go off. They were,
You know,
they
well,
were,
Chief Okereke, you know, we have this problem of Obama, whom you know, and everybody in Africa knows him, but he's attacking black men for not allegedly supporting a woman who is supposed to be black on Monday and Indian on Tuesday and white on Wednesday. So what, Chief Okereke, what do you think about that attack? I don't know if you've seen the video of him, of Obama attacking black men, but if you have seen it, what's your thought on that?
Okay. So he doesn't have any moral grounds attacking black men if he's being paid $6 million. So then why not? He's paid, to do something, and he wants people to do the same thing without being paid. So he doesn't have the moral grounds. Yeah.
Ain't that something? That's a
Yeah,
different way of
you
looking
should pay
at it.
me. You should, pay me 6 million. Then I do the same thing he's doing.
Well, that's different. Yeah,
they give
because
me,
he gets paid 6 million.
yeah, give me
Bill
my
Clinton, six million. Michelle, 6 million. Everybody that is speaking, designated as speaker for Obama. For what's her name again? Camel something.
Camel toe. I mean,
Yeah,
Camel.
Yeah, her.
Harris.
No disrespect, lady. You cry every time somebody mispronounce your damn name.
One of the names.
One of the names. Oh yeah. By the way, her name is not Kamala Harris. It's Kamala Harris Emhoff. Emhoff. Isn't that her last name?
Yes,
That's her last name.
married to an Israeli or something, or
I know that people in Chicago ain't gonna take too much of this nonsense of you telling them brothers what to do. Come on, Ken. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think about Obama's attacking free-thinking black men. What's your thought, my brother?
Sometimes you got to wait a long time to get vindicated, because those of us who walk in faith, we can find ourselves alone against a sea of people. So very quickly, I'll say to you, in 2007, when everybody knew he was going to run for president, people dancing a jig and running around in circles. Yeah, Obama, run, Obama. Kenny, ain't you happy? Kenny, ain't you happy? And I'm sitting there going, y'all better not vote for this man. This guy's going to be a walking disaster. And so I almost had to fight my way up out of there. The barbecue got snatched out of my hand. You know what I mean? My soda got poured out, and they were like, get the hell out of my house. That was 2007. People hated me because I said, Obama ain't shit. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And now it's the year 2024, and I watched this man looking like,
ain't shit.
Are you guys familiar with Cotton Comes to Harlem? Remember that movie, Cotton Comes to Harlem?
Yeah.
Remember Deke O'Malley?
Yeah.
The preacher? Now it's the year 2024, and I get to watch Obama look like Deke O'Malley, like I said he was. He's nothing but a charismatic who was working the black community. He comes before us because he's running out of time, and he's losing his usefulness to his master. So his master popped him on his back, gave him the 6 million, like Chief Okeleke said. But he said, you better get out there and make them black people act right. And he came to us. He came to us
whip
like
him in. Whip him. Make him vote. Don't even give him none.
Right, exactly. So he's
Chief Okeleke said Obama's getting the 6 million. We ain't getting nothing, and he want us to vote for somebody who ain't gonna give us nothing. Locking us up.
Exactly. That's the ultimate insult in what he did. One, I'm a human being. I'm a man, damn it. Stop messing with me because I come in one of the coolest colors on the planet. Stop messing with me because of that. Respect me. You call me Mr. if you want my vote. You don't call me brother. I own 3 businesses. I don't allow anybody to call me brother. And here this man is coming up to our children and us saying, she's missing the support of, mainly you brothers. And the way he said it, He said it as if though he wasn't a brother himself.
Well,
Yeah, that's my
that
opinion.
could be a
I'm
possibility.
vindicated, so I'm gonna take a bow real quick. I said in 2007, don't trust Obama. He's not who you think he is. And now it's the year 2024, and I know a lot of black people are hurt because they gave their hope and dreams to him. But how you like me now?
Hello, you told the truth then, and you're telling the truth now. Take a bow. You did good. Amen.
Thank
I'm still
Amen.
I'm still upset they took away the barbecue.
They took away
They took-
the Oh,
Hey, take away my ribs, smack the plate out my hand.
That would have been
I'm
done.
telling you, because like you all said, black people, we are very passionate people. And we feel what we feel and we believe what we believe. So you imagine me already a black Republican. Everybody knows that about me. Getting crazy, So you imagine me on the eve of Obama running for president, and I'm like, that was the tipping point.
it's a shame. Man got 4 houses. The least amount of one of his house is $14 million.
Wow.
He got his own airplane. He got his own yacht. Negro got so much money, and he's out here trying to tell us what to do, and we ain't got nothing. How you like that?
Well, I ain't got the pot or the window.
He made his money, but he ain't making no money this time.
That's
But
right.
look here, I'm so glad that a lot of people, including, I like what Chief Okedeke said, you give me $6 million.
Yeah.
Chief Okedeke,
Chief is on point.
he hit that right on the head, and he's all the way from Nigeria. I swear that is wonderful.
Commitment without cash.
Huh?
Commitment without cash is counterfeit. That's what my grandma used to say.
Commitment without care,
Without cash is
without
counterfeit.
cash,
It's counterfeit.
is counterfeit. That's what Okedeke said.
Yeah.
If it
Okay.
don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Have you guys ever seen that video of Kamala in a bathtub full of collard greens?
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say.
Yeah, that's what it's-
I love collard green, but ever since I seen Kamala in the bathtub and with collard greens all around there, I'll stop eating it.
yeah.
I'm not gonna eat collard greens anymore. You ever seen it, Ken?
Mm.
Hmm? Anyway, you remember that longshoreman
Strike.
strike?
Mhm.
Was that a stupid strike or what?
Well, I understand it. I mean, I grew up in the Midwest, and my neighborhood was all industrialized. I mean, everybody worked at the plant in my parents' generation, and the incomes were very good. And then as the jobs started going over to China, that whole economy collapsed. Those jobs, those longshoreman jobs, pay very good money. But if you look at some of our competitor nations, China, for example, their ports are almost 90% mechanized. So we're doing it basically.
We're still doing it by hand,
We're still doing it by hand.
And China is mechanizing all their
Yeah, it's like 90%.
all those
You
big.
can look it up, and when you see, they don't have all these port guys down there, and it's extremely
It
efficient.
was a useless.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if you've been watching the social media lately with Elon Musk's announcement about the robots. These things
Yeah.
are taking over.
Yeah, I saw Elon Musk with about a whole line of robotic soldiers. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know where the future is going. All I know is that what was left for us,
I told my son today, I said, you know what, with this technology, I want you to remember one thing if I'm not here. Make sure all these robots pay taxes.
you hear that, Ken?
Yep.
You hear that, okay?
I want-
Taxes is not a big problem, but here's the thing that Okeke would really like to talk about, and I did this on purpose to ask him to please come and join us, all the way from Wisconsin, and that involves ask him to give an advice to those what you guys call illegal immigrants. I call invaders. And there are still some people in the country, doesn't matter if they're from Africa, Asia, wherever in the world, that are here still illegal. from before.
You mean like the people from Plymouth Rock and the Pilgrims? Weren't they illegal?
No, they were the pilgrims. Or no, them over. I'm talking about the folks now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the folks now that are coming in
You asked the
illegally.
Native Americans.
Oh,
they
yeah.
think that's a whole nother discussion.
That's a whole different thing altogether. But, we like Chief Okereke, please talk to us about this. MS-13,
Yeah.
they're all over Baltimore. I don't know about Chicago, but I'm sure they're there. Milwaukee, Georgia, everywhere, all urban cities. These invaders, and we're not talking 10 or 12 invaders. We're talking 15, 20 million invaders. Now, Donald Trump said he's going to be doing some massive send back home, return to sender kind of thing.
Yeah.
Chief Okereke, what would you advise those people that are still here? They are not legalized to be here. Would you advise them to go and vote? What's your advice to them?
I will not advise them to vote. They are simply trespassers. Like in your house, somebody comes in your house with your family, your wife and children, and somebody just breaks in.
Mm-hmm.
So the person is not a part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So illegal immigrants are not part of the American family.
Mm-hmm.
They should stay away from crime, because
Stay
if
away
you
from
go
crime.
to vote, that means you are pretending to be an American citizen, which you are not. So they should not even try to go and vote. It's criminal. So what they should be doing is to see whether they will be able to legalize their status
Mm-hmm.
instead of going to vote as American citizens.
Mm-hmm. No, the advice to them is don't even try it.
Yeah, don't even
try to go and vote. It's a deportable act. It's an act of deportation, because I have worked in the polls, and I have seen some people walk right in the door, would like to vote, no ID, just so. Democrats, as they are, will provide them with a provisional ballot. Go ahead. Tell me your name. They write their name. Where do you live? Sometimes they tell them. Sometimes they don't. They just say, well, I don't live anywhere. Okay. Are you a Democrat or Republican? If they say Democrat, here's a provisional ballot. Vote. And they actually do that. Maryland does it. I don't know about California, but they do it here in Maryland. They will provide that person who is not a citizen, illegal as all hell, and they'll provide them with provisional ballots to vote, and they count the vote.
And somebody should enforce the law. Those people should be fined and possibly imprisoned for whatever the law might be.
I call them invaders. I just don't like it. But look, folks, we continue to ask you, please like us. We like the messages that you're sending in to us. We love it. And if you,
like, subscribe.
And you subscribe, that way you can get all of our programs. And I think we're about the 17th now. We're doing good. And I really love the messages that people are sending to us. Send some more. And if you send some good ones, send it to me. I'll read it and I'll respond. You got anything else bad that you want to send? Send it to Joel.
I knew he was going to say
You know that, right? You know this, Joel. He's a co-host, so send it to him. And he's a nice guy. He'll respond to you diplomatically.
I'm going to cry.
Diplomatically. Me, I don't give a goddamn. You ain't got to tell me shit. Shit. I know where I'm going. So I'm older than most. I'm older than dirt.
What was Jesus like?
Huh? What was Jesus like? He wore no shoes. I can tell you. I don't want. Now, Ken is gonna get mad at that. Now, Ken, talk to me, bro. Come on and say something to me.
Well, first of all, in California, we do have what's called a provisional ballot, and the way they prevent the workers from facing any prosecution or any legal reaction is they're trained to understand that we're not supposed to ask people what their right to be in the country is. We're to assume that they're already American citizens, and so we simply issue them the provisional ballot and allow them to vote. The Democrat Party has usurped, I like using that word, the Democrat Party has usurped the political process of America. And like they said, Japan said they didn't want to attack America because there was a gun behind every blade of grass. Well, just like Obama, who thinks he's the smartest man on the planet, he said, how do you fight an idea? You fight an idea with another idea. That's the way this Democrat Party is working. So they won't fight us militarily because we smoke their butts. You will not withstand the might of the American military host. So they've come into our own government and they are using our laws against us because we're not willing to fight. Just like we talked earlier about foreign and domestic, and that Trump said there are enemies within. Those enemies within are sitting in cubicles. Those enemies within are teaching our children. Those enemies within at the polls, counting votes. Because as it was said by, I believe it was Hitler said it, no, Mussolini, it doesn't matter how you vote. What matters is who counts the votes. We're getting jacked up, punked right in our faces by the enemy within.
He's so correct about the vote. It's not how many people to vote. It's who counts the votes. I've worked in the polls, and I've seen the counting of the votes where Donald Trump's ballot went over there. I've seen many times where I can't read this. I don't quite understand. Okay, that looks like Hillary Clinton, or that goes over there. It's an unbelievable sight. Now in Nigeria, that's a whole different ball game. You know, who counts the ballots is who got the big money. Chief Okereke, how does Nigerians count the ballots?
Well, to be honest with you, there is no vote counting in Nigeria.
What?
You know,
so how do you determine who wins? You don't have a vote counting. You don't have what do you call it? Electoral college. So how do you determine who wins?
Well, it's all about money, paying off the electoral body. They already paid. Even the security agents are also paid off.
Wow.
Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult, for you to rig an election where candidates are popular. Then what they do is that they send in talks as they are trying to count, really enforce counting of the votes. Those talks, will come, and swap the ballot boxes. Take the real votes, and just dump the fake ballot boxes there. So we don't have election in Nigeria.
I have seen elections in Africa. Now, Ken, you are an Air Force guy. You
Yes, sir.
probably have traveled the world like I have. And I'm an Army man. I think you guys in the Air Force, you guys are wonderful, man. Best doggone military structure system that I have ever seen. As a combat soldier, wounded, Purple Heart recipient, if I ask the Air Force to drop a bomb at point A, that's exactly where the bomb goes.
Exactly.
It doesn't go to point C, D, or F for missiles. It goes directly to point A.
Thank you for that, and thank you for your service too.
Thank you for yours too, bro.
A lot of people like to try to clown the Air Force and say it's the chair force, but you're right. The Air Force is very cerebral and very accurate. And to be in the Air Force, you really, really got to be squared away. Not that all the other brothers in the services aren't, but yeah, you got to be pretty squared away. And thank you again for your service.
But y'all got good food, though. Y'all got the
Yep.
best food in this man's army. No matter what, you got the best food, and then the Navy got the second best food.
But they be working the heck out of us in the Air Force. I mean, really, truly, though.
I can see you well. Can you see us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know,
I mean, I ate more sea rations and ate the can too.
you know, just to be real quick about it, we got to remember something. Should President Donald J. Trump win the election? Oh no! Don't be celebrating and going victory. That's not victory. That you may as well blow a whistle and be like, and they're off, because a whole lot of stuff gonna start happening if Trump wins. And I see a brand new job for African Americans if they would get their heads unscrewed and realize this is their country and find a new love for America. When President Donald J. Trump wins, he's going to need border extrication officers, BEOs, right? And hire Black Americans to go door to door and find these illegals and let the Black Americans drive the buses that are going to drive to the airport. Let the Black Americans work on the ships that are going to put them back on ships. And yes, let it be the largest repatriation in the history of America. It should have happened for us. To be honest, with the way we're treated in this country, what President Trump is proposing should have happened for Black Americans when the Emancipation Proclamation popped off. But it didn't happen. These people are straight up, no joke, illegals, and they got to go. They killed two of my loved ones in two separate incidents. We can talk about it if you want. But I know two human beings from two different walks of life that were both murdered by illegal aliens. So I've had enough. It's that time. They got to go.
I'm so sorry about the loss, my brother. So sorry about that loss. But we have many that are already taking place now in Baltimore, in Maryland. It's amazing to see Kamala Harris when asked a question about those young girls and they were killed. And that woman had no, I'm so sorry, there was something about her that just have no emotion. You like to describe her as, Joe, what do you think?
She's a puppet, to be honest. I mean, if she has handlers. She doesn't really conceive of the responsibilities of a president. She literally, for me, whenever she starts waving her hands, and then she says that word salad, then everybody just sits there, and it's
you know where she got it from, right? From Obama.
Nah, I don't know. He was pretty articulate. I did.
Well, when the first time I ever heard it was from his mouth, salad. Yeah, I mean, we're talking. The niggas ain't got no salad in the ghetto. Shit, what the hell are you talking about? We don't even have. I didn't understand what that salad was until I saw her in that bathtub with
the words. Well, they just mean that she just picks, things out of the air, and it's that sound like they should make sense, and everybody's scratching their head and going, she didn't answer the question. And every time she apparently does, she loses points in the polls.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask my engineers, if we can take a break, we'd like to come right back, don't go away. Continue to like us, continue to subscribe, continue to send us that, you got anything that you want to send to us, please do. But gentlemen, please give me 1 minute. Let me take a swig of water, and we'll be right back. This is Chief OBDK at New Harbor Studio. The subject matter is all of it, everything. Let's talk about it. We'll be right back.
Good to see you here. What are you doing here? Just to support?
Well, I heard there was a guy that was coming here, so I drove all the way from Maryland and got lost. But here I am.
Oh, I love you got the whole Vietnam and everything. Oh, I love it. Could I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, sure. With the pretty ladies, yeah.
Yeah, see, that's why I brought them. I brought the eye candy to distract you so I can ask you questions. But yeah, why are you here today? Why was it so important? I see you walking up this hill with your cane in this heat to come back to where former President Donald J. Trump was almost killed. Why?
Well, as a veteran, Purple Heart recipient, I almost got killed. If I had a chance, I'd give him my Purple Heart. He was saved. I was saved. It's something that draws you to him. I like him. That's why.
Does he remind you of anybody that you served with in the military or any leaders that you've known throughout your life?
Oh, some commanders, yeah, and we need a good commander in chief. Let's be honest about it. We need now that this war has expanded in the Middle East, 50,000 soldiers in Middle East. We need a good commander in chief. Let's be frank. We cannot have him cackling, whatever, without any disrespect. We just don't need her. She's not going to do us any good.
Yes, sir. And sir, I also see that you have the Buffalo Soldiers. That was your unit.
No, I'm a 9th Infantry, Big Red 1, 11 Bravo. Foot soldier.
Oh, but you have the Buffalo. What? So you have the Buffalo Soldiers just to represent
Membership.
membership.
Yeah. We still remember our brothers
Yes.
who fought in World War II, World Buffalo, Civil War. We remember them. And this is a reminder. As a black man, we need to continue to remember what happened. So, in view of, out of respect for all of them, good enough. We have to.
Thank you so much, sir. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but if we can get a photo really quick. Right here.
Thank you so much for a little break. Don't forget to like us so you can get all the videos that we are producing, and we're producing an awful lot. Not as much as everybody else, but we're doing the best we can. We're kind of two old people, so I'm old. He's getting older.
I'm old and broke.
So this is our co-host, Joel. But before we went on break, there was something that Chief Okereke and Ken were talking about. If you don't mind, I'd like to allude to it. There are many students that leave Africa, not necessarily to find a greener pasture somewhere else in the world, but just to leave where they are to go someplace and find something better. Mm-hmm. Others come and they're students. They go to school, they learn skills. Chief Okereke, tell me about that. What happens to those people that actually come here to the United States legitimately and do what you, I, and some other people have done?
I'm going to tell you something to add on to what he'll say.
Yeah, well, things are very difficult in Nigeria, and it's all over in the news. People are currently embarking on hardship protest. So, and that's the reason why most Nigerians that sojourn overseas for different reasons are reluctant going back to Nigeria. Not myself. Yeah, because the question now is, all these Western and Asian countries, their citizens will migrate to other countries and they will not come back home. How is it possible for them to be where they are now? Even small countries like Malta, Switzerland, Finland. I'm not talking about Russia, United States, etc. So that's what I'm trying to do, go back to Nigeria. If God permits, and one day find myself as the president of Nigeria, what I'll do is I'll build fence around Nigeria. You're not going anywhere. You will stay there and work towards the development of the country. And if you're not satisfied or happy with your leaders, then you vote them out. So if you want to travel overseas for studies and you can afford to do that, no, fine. But it's an embarrassment. You have people struggling to leave the country. Even people are surprised that I am in Nigeria. They see me. Oh,
Very surprised.
You've not gone back yet. Gone back to where? You know, where you came back from. I said, no, I'm not going anywhere.
You know, there's a
So,
legitimate.
in effect, what I'm saying is that if you leave your country, you worsen the situation for your people. You have to stay back and fight back.
Brain drain. They call that a brain drain.
You know, through the ballot box. You know, eventually things are going to change, and that's the reason why I'm still in Nigeria. And people don't even believe I'm in Nigeria. You know.
Yeah, see, Ken, now you understand what he's trying to say, that most illegal immigrants
in my
come
own
into
small
the country,
way.
And they come into the country,
well.
they actually
I eat very well. I don't spend a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. But
I can't quite hear you. So, but anyway, let me continue because maybe there's some technical issues. Most people that are so-called, you know, the illegal immigrants, they come in here with some skills, as Joel, you said 1,000 times, but they learn something from here, and then they take it home back to their own. Now, you know, I think the deportation issue is a big issue.
If you were to just take a trip through Silicon Valley or go to your local pharmacy to pick up your medication, you'll probably see that the majority of people behind the counter, who are the pharmacists and technicians, are not from this country. The vast majority of the people in the technical fields are now from the immigrant class. The American education system collapsed about 30 years ago. We do not turn out doctoral students in the hard sciences. Now we are literally importing them from all over the world. So what happens is upon graduation, we're throwing money at them and saying, please stay here. We have jobs here. We'll take care of you. And that's the only, otherwise our doctoral, if you go to Harvard graduation, you're going to see that every single person who graduated in physics and chemistry are not American born. Our school systems no longer teach.
Well, you know, you're a professor, you're a teacher. You've gone through teaching some people in both high school and college. Well, you know, is this deportation issue a serious issue? I don't want people to get hurt. That's one of the things that I like about Donald Trump. You know, he's a peacemaker, in my view. And I don't want people to really, because when the deportation agencies begin their work, who is in this house, and they begin their work, there are bound to be some people hurt on both sides.
Well, my brother-in-law is in the cement, he does cement contracting, and he had to leave Ohio because he is not bilingual. The only way he could get jobs is if he spoke Spanish. It depends on who they're going to deport. They're not going to deport the people, obviously, who are going to be good for the economy. They're going to deport the people who are trying to compete for jobs that don't exist anymore. And with the technology exploding and really making the typical factory worker irrelevant, there's going to be more and more pressure on the government to deport those people. You're going to have to literally sit there and explain that you have the toolkit, you have the knowledge that makes you worth supporting, because they don't need another welfare case. We're full of those.
You know, Obama deported more than 3 million people from this country.
They call him deporter-in-chief.
He's the deporter-in-chief as well as the gay right-in-chief. Oh, the gay
Lord help us.
I don't mind. I don't like the brother. I don't like Obama. Anybody can tell you, I do not like him. He is the gay commander-in-chief.
I'm starting to get that picture. It's starting to get clear to me.
I don't like him. No, you know, there's certain things about a human being you like. And I've been trying to find out, what about this nigga what about him that I can like? Oh, the one person said, well, he married a black woman. Whoopee.
You
You
can say
know.
that.
He had a white girlfriend. He had a white girlfriend before that, and when he
make it black.
realized he was going to go into
What did you
politics,
say? He had a white who?
he had a white girlfriend that it was actually his fiance. But once they began to groom him, you know, the Bushes and all that, to become president, he was told explicitly, you will not become president with this white woman on your arms. And he immediately broke up with her, and they were actually engaged. This is a fact
Oh,
that the
somebody
media does
needs
not
to
want to
bring
talk
her
about.
out. Somebody, where are you, lady? Come on out and talk
You
to
can
me.
Google it.
Let's talk.
She ain't coming out.
Let's talk about it.
Come on, put it this
Oh,
way.
my goodness.
His
The money,
watch
huh?
this.
They shut her-
Watch this. His chef's goose was cooked, okay? His chef's goose was cooked. Ain't nobody coming out about Obama and the things they know about this man. They don't want to get unalived. Hillary's still
Are those
walking.
kids his?
Huh?
I sometimes
No, I'm
wonder, those
starting.
two
I'm
girls
starting.
his?
Well, let me ask you all a quick question. What do you know about a woman named Candace Owens?
Awesome. I know her very well.
She is doing the journalism that journalists are too scared to do or too stupid to do, and she's uncovering a lot of stuff. I think she needs to get herself a bodyguard team because she's starting to come up with some information that's worth looking at.
We've seen some of the information that Candace. We've seen her battle some rough people, including one of our own, Kimberly Klasick. Yeah, she had a battle with Kimberly. Kimberly was, one day she had zero money, and the next thing you know, she had $8 million. I helped her. I love the girl. I think she's very, very nice.
Kimberly Klasick is a personality.
I didn't get all that good stuff though, but
yeah. Oh snap!
money, good
Kimberly
stuff.
has her taste in politics.
Don't you get that stuff in your head. When
Exactly.
I say good stuff from Kimberly, I mean money.
No. Kimberly Klasick has a role in our future government. The problem is she's too damn pretty. She does have a history, and if somebody wants to pick at her, they got some stuff to pick at her about. But that's where you're supposed to let people's past, go on by them and give them a chance to do something new.
I told Kimberly and Condoleezza Rice. I mean,
I'm in love.
Candace Owens.
The other baby girl, because both of them are very nice.
Candace Owens.
I told him, physically told him, call both of them. No battle between you two.
Yeah.
Not at all. Stop it.
That's right.
And they stopped. You notice it didn't go any further.
Thank you for that, because
I'm so happy about that. But there's another person that's coming out with something. Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza is coming out. Condoleezza says, hey, hold on. There is she's very much a Republican.
Yeah.
But she said
Republican.
that she's concerned if Donald Trump wins, that America may go into isolationism.
What?
Yeah. She said, well, isolationism just simply means what Donald Trump has been saying, bringing Americans back home, taking them out of all the 73 countries that America has military bases in, military forces. It's a lot. Bring them back home. Bring them down. For what reason? Might be for the deportation reason. I'm not too sure. But bring them home. The man is absolutely brilliant. Leadership, like Ken. Ken is the leader. What was your rank in the Air Force?
Oh, I made it to E4 and then made it to E3.
You made it back to E3.
Yeah. I wasn't.
Hey.
Put it this way, I joined the Air Force to get out of Chicago. I wasn't necessarily cut out for military service.
I made it to E5 and back to E1.
Oh, I don't feel so bad now. Okay.
Oh no. Oh man, I made it. They walked me back E4, E3, and I just said, look, I know what you're trying to want me to do. Well, I did the best I could, and I did what I was supposed to do. But at some point,
hey, well, watch this. In my own defense, let me say it like this real quick, okay? I was in the United States Air Force back in the low 80s when there wasn't that many brothers up in there. And then I had the mendacity to marry a white girl that was a military member too. So check this out. I'm getting 9 APRs. That's the highest rating you can get in the Air Force for my service, my intelligence, everything. I got 9s all the way across the board. And yet I still find myself in administrative trouble with the captain that happened to like the woman that I married. Go figure that one out. Yeah. So that's in my defense.
Well, we black men, we are always in trouble for some odd reason.
Oh, yeah,
Even
they'll
in
find
Vietnam.
trouble for you. They'll find trouble
For
for
some
you.
odd reason, we seem
How
to
do you
be.
have 9 APRs, perfect APRs every evaluation period, and yet I still find this man in my face trying to kick me out?
Yeah, well, that's some of what they like to do. But hey, like Joel, some say, ain't no room for it. Anyway. How you say, Joel?
Which one?
You say so many things, but it's
Well, that was in my defense about that. But yeah,
you good, man. You good. You good. You're here. You're educating the public. You're helping the public. Thank you so much for being with us. You got your own show, and some people don't know that Southside Unicorn. You got to go see that show. I love that interview that you did with that sister. I think it was brilliant to expose the injustices that has happened to our people, and it just seemed like I think it was 2 weeks ago we had a shootout in Baltimore City.
2 weeks ago, yes.
Was it 2 weeks?
Oh,
it seemed like it
was it one 2 weeks ago and another one yesterday?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, not 4 boys, 4 children, 4 young men were killed.
Oh
4.
man.
And then I think last week, one of them, the other 3 were wounded, and then the other one was passed on last week. And let me tell you something, Ken, and I know my brother Chief Okereke, nobody, we have a black governor, cares about the fact, and this is a fact, in Baltimore, in Maryland, the state of Maryland, we have the most incarcerated black people than any other state in America. 50 states, everybody got incarcerated black people, Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama. But we here in Maryland have the highest number of incarcerated black men and black boys and black women than any other state in the country. And what do you think happened? And we got a black governor. Well, he's black, but we're finding out he's Jamaican. I don't know what the hell wrong with some of these boys, He's Jamaican. Like the press secretary for Biden.
Okay.
She's Haitian. And there's nothing wrong with that. But she's also gay, married to a white woman. Well, I'm done with him. I'm done. I'm finished with him. I can't swallow it.
We're not picking the right black leaders. Like Chief Okeleke, he came to America. He got educated. He got all the materials and the tools. And I have great admiration for your ambition, sir, because you're going back to Nigeria.
Admiration, man. You're
great
the best.
admiration. I wish you. I wish that so many people listening to him.
He's doing the right thing. He left the country. Now, that amalgamated country called Nigeria. He knows I don't like the place. But he left, came here, educated himself, got all the education he needed, and went back home and put that education in the community.
Now flip that around. Right. Watch this. Now flip that around.
Okay. You're the best, bro. You're the best.
Right.
But that frightens me. Kenny, I don't understand it. It's scared to me because there's an awful lot of young people, women, Nigerians, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, all of them, Zulu, they're all here, they are doing the wrong thing. Chief Okereke advised, look, don't get into crime.
That's right.
Work yourself out, work your papers out so you can become a constructive member of this society. One thing I hate about Kamala, and I said I hate you, I don't like the woman she can kiss. I'll be nice, I know you guys don't like it. But one thing I don't like about the woman is that she lies too much.
A politician that lies?
No, she ain't even she's a pile of shit. Not a politician. She's not even a real politician. She's just a liar, a lying woman. Lies so much it make me sick. And there's something that you said, bro. You need to tell the public what you just said.
Which one was it?
Which one of what you said? Why are black women not supporting us?
Oh, yeah, I did say that.
What is wrong with black women in this country? Chief Okereke, this is going to interest you very much. That the black women have allowed themselves to be usurped and taken over by some group.
Yeah, it's been a 70-year program that has slowly broken up the black family. And now we stand in a room this year with a black president telling black men to come back to the plantation, and instead of going to the women and saying support your men.
Well, I don't understand. What, Ken, you got to tell me something. And Chief Okereke, you may add something. What can we do as black men? We don't know not all black men are that smart. You know, we know we got our problems.
Well, I want to say something before I lose my train of thought. What Chief Okereke did and what he's doing, which is he educated himself and went back to Nigeria to help his people. That's not what the Ados, the descendant of slaves, what we consider the traditional black in America. We're not doing that. We got people like Usher up on stage stumping for Kamala Harris, telling black folk, come on, we ready to do what? The same damn shit we've been doing for 70 years? That's one. Now, on to about black women. I always use movies as part of my metaphor to explain things. The black woman is a comfort girl. She has got her degree. She's got her cubicle. She's got her house. She got her money. She is the Democrat comfort girl. And what we have to do as black men, we have to recognize that for a season, President Donald J. Trump, he's Dr. King Schultz, okay, from the Django. And black men, we have to channel our Django. We're not sitting in the paddy wagon with the fence around us. That's the brothers that are running to Kamala. They're the ones that are still fighting for a warm glass of beer. We are the Djangos, and we're going to have to destroy that system, politically destroy it, to get that crack pipe out of our women's mouths, to snatch our children back out of their poisonous schools. And the black man has got to channel his inner Django and be ready for a fight, because what you won't fight for doesn't belong to you anyway.
What was that word he used for prostitute? Who?
Comfort women.
Comfort women.
It was actually,
I never heard that.
It was coined during the Japanese occupation of Korea and the Philippines, where they took regular women and girls and put them into brothels to service the Japanese soldiers.
And that's the role that black women are playing today?
Yes, sir.
Holy Moses.
Hey, watch this. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But let's talk about that for a minute. You can identify a black woman by her butt better than you can her face, because our young ladies are out there in the streets twerking their booties all over the place. They wear the clothing that looks like strippers. You can't even get a performer to wear an evening gown on a stage anymore. They have turned us into pimps and hoes. We have got to resist what has been given to us through the conditioning. We have been conditioned, and we have to fight it.
Just too much truth around here. Too much truth.
I don't know what's going to happen to our rating now.
I'm sorry. Watch this. I'm from Chicago.
We had a good rating going on.
Watch this. I'm from Chicago.
You had some nice comments.
I thought I was bad. We had Ted Hazy, and Ted was terrible.
He was knocking on your door.
I know, huh?
Yo.
Lordy have mercy. Well, my brother, Chief Okereke, I know that this is probably not in your area, but what do you think? You have any thoughts before I go to the next topic? Where's my brother? Hey,
yeah, well, we can move forward. Yeah, I believe eventually black women will follow suit.
We hope so. We hope so. You're
We got to
absolutely
blaze a
right.
path.
We need them. We need the black women to follow us a little bit, because, even though we're black men, even though we don't have absolute control of the country, we got something to say. We got something to contribute to it. We've been doing it for years. Why is it that you have to now be a comfort person for somebody else? It doesn't make any sense. When would they learn that the Democrats are using them? When will you learn, black woman? I'm talking to you. When will you learn that you're being used?
My grandmother had a saying that goes, and I'm going to mess it up: denial just ain't a river in Egypt.
Denial,
The Nile River.
Uh-huh.
So if you say denial River just ain't a river in Egypt. So
Oh,
That's right.
it's what it's something to. Well, look, we also talked about the tariff that Donald Trump, jobs for black people. Everybody knows. So right now, we need jobs. We need employment. We need prices down. We need gas to be lower. We need an awful lot. Kamala says, we ain't going back. We're going forward. Which forward are you going to? She must not have been in the military.
she's going to the left.
No, she go to the left. Well, I know one thing. She can't be in the military because in the military, if you have a very dangerous job, and you ask the soldiers what they did to us in Vietnam, all those who like to volunteer step forward. What did we do?
Step back.
Step back.
That's right. And you know
Anybody
what?
who anybody
How
who
do you
remain in
make a
place.
person walk off a cliff? How do you make a person walk off a cliff? You look back at them and say, we're not going back. We're going forward. And they go, going forward, going forward. Sometimes, put it this way, would you buy a car that only had drive? You would not buy a car that didn't have neutral or reverse.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, as our lives go forward, the black host, and I call us, biblically, we're the black host. Kamala Harris is leading us off a cliff, and she's making sure, don't go back. Come with me off this cliff.
Off the cliff. And she's trying to take a lot of black people with her to go off that damn cliff. Go to hell, lady. I tell it to you, your mama, your daddy, your brother, and your M. Pharaoh. All of y'all go to hell. You're wrong. We ain't going with you. And that takes me over to the economic issue. Is a bad thing for us. Which way would most people vote? And I'm going to ask Ken and Joel, and of course Chief Okereke. Chief Okereke, are you eligible to vote?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now here, I'm going to ask everybody. Between Trump and Kamala,
I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote to trumpet America.
Now, you guys going to see Trumpet America because I'm going to ask our engineer to play it. Not right now, but when they finish all the work that needs to be done. It's an interesting song. This man is a writer. He has written songs about country. Chief Okereke, you explain it. I'm going to mess it up. You explain it.
Yeah, I composed. I'm the composer of the Biafra national anthem, All Hail Biafra. It's a very popular song over there in Nigeria. I also won the African Union anthem competition.
Wow.
I wrote the best hymn in Africa. It's on records.
It's on record. Well, listen, gentlemen, we got just about 4 minutes.
And by his grace, as I was living,
Go ahead.
Okay, as I was leaving the United States back to Nigeria, then I composed that song, Trump of America.
Trump of America.
Yeah. It's actually trumpet. Even Donald Trump tweeted it to his followers.
Wow.
I would think that most people in Africa, we know that Iran is supporting Kamala. China is supporting Kamala. Russia is supporting Kamala. But there's an awful lot of other countries that are not supporting her. And we know that the African country are not exactly supporting Kamala Harris to be president. So we know that. But here's the good question. In terms of voting, where would you place black men, most black men, the number, whatever the number is that votes, would they be voting for Kamala or would they be voting for Donald Trump?
I think we're going to have because of the cult issue for the Democratic Party and the black community, those black men who will cross over to Republican aren't going to say anything. I think it's going to be a quiet revolution.
Wonderful. Sounds good. Ken, what do you think? Will black men
As
vote
I
for support?
regaled you with the story of my life back in the 70s, being a black Republican on the south side of Chicago, I have to agree with Jarrell that it's going to happen. But a lot of brothers, watch this, the revolution will not be televised. How's that?
Hello, I know that. It will not be televised. Chief Okereke, what do you think? Do you think more black men will vote for Donald Trump or for Kamala?
More black men are going to vote for Donald Trump. Look at what is happening. Like in the city of Milwaukee, where I am now. If you see any house without a Kamala sign, you know they are for Trump. Here, people don't want to expose themselves, otherwise you can be attacked. Historically.
He's smart, ain't he? He's sharp.
There he is.
Sharp.
He's quick.
You don't see, that's the silent majority you were talking about.
Yes.
The silent majority. Hello, silent majority. Hit him hard.
Yeah, like where I am now, I don't have a Trump sign, but I'm going to vote Trump. I'm going to vote Republican. And that's what I'm telling.
What about women? Women, do you think they'll go Kamala or Trump?
Well, see, the problem we have, with women, they are seeing it as a gender issue, and I'm telling them no. Or they want to vote for Kamala because she's a
woman.
black woman.
Color. Well, now she's not black, but I understand what you meant. What about white men?
Depends on what kind.
Yeah, go ahead, Ken. White men.
It depends on which one, because when you say what about white men, you got the leftist Democrat soy boy who is racist right down to his core. He's going to be nice and like Malcolm X said, they grin, they show their teeth better, and that particular type of white man is going to vote for Kamala because she represents the system, and as Chief Okeleke said, somebody's controlling her. So that type of white man is definitely going to vote for Kamala. But the patriotic, not necessarily going to invite a brother to his house for dinner, country, hard-hitting, muscular white boy is going to vote for Trump.
Well, I've been to 5 of Donald Trump's rallies. There's nowhere in the world you're going to tell me that Kamala Harris is going to win.
She's not supposed to.
You see hundreds of thousands of people. I even went to Butler. Joel, what do you think? White men.
White men, I'm not sure because, they're such a diverse group. They can afford to. They're not caught in the cult of the Democratic Party as much as the black community has been. They automatically assume that if we're not, how did Biden put it? If you're not voting Democrat, you're not black.
That's what Biden said. He said if you're not voting for him.
Yeah, which is the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party has taken black people for granted for 70 years and has delivered zero.
And this, that zero has come to, you can't go below zero. So
if they were a doctor, it'd be malpractice. It's been a disaster. Everything they've touched in our community has turned to.
If it's Fannie Willis, you get paid $650,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fannie. You've been used.
So I can only say this. The black community is divided because we have been sold to the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And the Democratic Party considers it a personal affront against them if we have the nerve to think on our own. Just like Obama's speech to black men was...
Got the nerve to think on our feet, huh?
It literally exposed what they have been thinking and never saying out loud. So now they have one of us standing up there telling us to come back on the plantation.
Well, we ain't going. What about the Catholics? Irish and Catholics and Christians, they're three. Where do you think they're going to, Ken?
Well, I call them Catholics at this point, and I'm not being disrespectful. I know they make up a large group. I myself am a believer, and I am a Pentecostal Christian without the trampoline. But as far as the Catholics go, hey, when you start speaking as if though you're God himself, I'm trying not to speak on Catholics no more. This particular Pope, in my personal opinion, not the representation of the Hey Let's Talk show, this is Ken White talking. This particular Pope is full of poop. So I just don't mess with him.
The Pope is for the poop.
This Pope is full of poop.
What about Latinos? What about Latinos, Joel?
Well, that's complicated. It's like saying, what about Europeans?
Latinos.
The Latinos can't stand each other just like every other group.
What do you think? Ken, you over there in Chicago,
Don't
California?
like the Puerto Ricans and I mean, it's the same thing. However, what I've noticed when the second generation appears, they generally tend to vote Republican. They rarely stay. They rarely move towards socialism because most of them have come from socialist countries.
Okay,
And
we're
they
almost
have
there.
nothing to
We're
do with
almost finished. But I want to ask you, Ken, what do you think about independents and illegal immigrants?
Well, I happen to be friends with the president of Lexit, which is the Latino exit from the Democrat Party. They are true believers. And I served with a Latino, Julian, I won't go with his whole name, out of Vacaville, California. To me, Latinos go one of three ways. They either are true hardcore patriots who believe in the very tenets of America, or they believe in La Raza, which is Reconquista, which is all this belongs to them anyway, and they don't care about Democrat or Republican, okay? Or they're just ride to die Democrats because they're inured by that system, as Chief Okeleke said, they're getting paid. So to me, there's three types of Latinos: hardcore, Republican, or should I say patriotic, want to assimilate Latinos. You got the Reconquista La Razas, and then you got the Democrat Latinos that are just down for them unions and getting all they can.
Unions are going to go Democrats or Republican?
They have to go. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think that the Democratic Party has always had the unions in their pocket, but I'm not sure with this election. I think it might be different.
I'm going to go with Republicans. I think the unions are going to bust it up this time. I'm going to say that
the head of the snake is looking this way, and the body is twisting that way. On a show, I can't remember which one, but the largest of the unions, I think it was the auto workers union, they said, we don't care what our leaders say, we voting for Trump. But the leaders will go on TV and say, Kamala, Kamala. So,
well, we're going to see. Chief Okeleke, thank you so much for coming. Ted, Unicorn, Southside Unicorn, I really appreciate you guys. We got to wrap this thing up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like us. Don't forget to subscribe and give us all the comments that you want. My two gentlemen that just came in as our guests, we thank you all so much for being with us, for being strong. Don't forget to register and vote. Students, vote, please. Got all kinds of voting material.
Vote early, but we're not going to. Huh? Vote early, vote often.
Vote early, vote often. Until the next time, my brothers and sisters, Joel, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
God bless all of you. Until the next time, this is Chief OBDK coming to you from New Harbor Studio. Hey, let's talk about it. Until the next time, God bless you. Arrivederci. Bye-bye.